Good afternoon. I was hoping to squeeze in the slurp before it went live. Good afternoon. 2 minutes to 4. 3 minutes to 4. It stopped raining, but only just. That's that. That's the weather. It is what it is. It's 4 p.m. movement snack. Can I ease you away from the tennis? Maybe you're sick of the tennis. Mum's favourite's playing. Alcaraz, not Alcatraz, is playing. So have a look at that. So yeah, tennis. It's a tennis fan base here at Haven't Bados. Afternoon, Chris. How's your haircut, Chris? Talking of which, I'm due one myself. Gillian with a J had a haircut today as well, Chris, but I'm sure you know that. What's to report? Anything? Come on, while my comments is working, tell me something good. Just had dinner. Crikey, got a full belly ahead of the stretch and sway to help digest. Sustenance. That's a thumbs up. Are you sending me a thumbs up? What are you thumbing up about? Did you see the pre-message? The sheep made of telephone wires. We do like quirky things. We like a quirky picture. I'm guessing Linny, you'll like that one. It's kind of thing I might expect you to post, Linny, actually. Linny, if you're out there on catch up at some point, do let me know. All right, Maddie, afternoon, coming in. Movement snack here, probably watch the rest of this game, then head back to the balcony. And I see in the weather app, maybe the weather brightens up tomorrow. Maybe-ish. Anyway, it's there, it's 4 o'clock. Day 2 of the sway. We've got coordinating, confuzzled circles going on with the 4 p.m. sway. Then some stretch, as always, and all of that preceded by some circulation boosting, if you would like. I'm in socks for this one, folks. Socks and odd socks. I mentioned that in noon today. Odd socks are not mandatory for the movement snack. It is extremely warm. I need a bit more airage going on. Cert boost to start then. Do you want some support close to hand? Get your balance. By that, it would help to have a glance at your feet. Check that your feet aren't too close together. About hip width is about right to then start the steady march. So it makes sense, doesn't it, to have your feet directly under your hips, not too wide, not too narrow. That base of support will affect how stable you feel during this activity. Keep the knees low, maintain your uplift, so lots of activity going on through the centre parts. I keep saying sideways so that you can get a full side-on profile experience, but I'm just having a major warm moment. Do check, you might want to periodically have a glance down to check that your feet haven't eased too close together. Make more of the ankles, the feet to the toes, and then you can build in the other ranges of motion around shoulders. Steady, rhythmical, comfortable for you. It doesn't go anywhere, this cert boost, literally, and intensity. So keep the lid on the intensity. The aim is just to disrupt your circulation, just to give it a light lift, not to keep it building. So you should feel like you can continue steadily without too much effort. Some deeper breaths, just that's it. And it's the same scenario in sit. Coming forwards on the hip walk in the chair. I might have to take my socks off because I'm too hot. That's my first thing to do when the heat waves come. Take the socks off. That wasn't part of the movement snack, just saying. Should have worn a t-shirt today, shouldn't I really? Feet back in depth. You were right, Maddie. It's not cold at all. In fact, it's very warm, deceptively warm in the rain. All right, here's your shoulders at the top end, shoulders and arms, maybe diagonals if you prefer, all in an uplifted, active position. If you feel a slump coming on, take that as a sign that your posture muscles want a bit of a rest. Take the rest and then build and then move again around a fully supported trunk. Feet activity around the ankles and the toes. Keep the knees low, keep it all steady and rhythmical and comfortable and doable. You might want to use the hands for support around the chair seat or the arms, and just build it all up. That's it. That's kind of what you're aiming for. For a couple of minutes, that's all. And that will leave you feeling the need to take some deeper breaths. You've increased the circulation, which was the aim. Plus you've got all your key moving parts ready for the sway. Here we are, day 2 of the sway. Seated option first, and in stand. It's the same in the top end. If you consider your trunk a square or a circle, just start with these 4 corners of your trunk. And just the hand is relaxed and it's just moving through those four points, 2 shoulders, 2 hips. And it all kind of, I've got something in my tooth, it all kind of merges into a flowing circle. And then the same on the other side, travelling in the same direction, that's significant. And then, park yourselves up, one at the top end, one at the bottom, and then slowly change through those positions. So across the top, short ends, long ends, and then once you get the feel for that, it all merges into 2 circles. Actually just moving in the same direction, but in different perspectives, obviously from left to right. And then have a pause and change direction, and just find your flow on that. It can be small, it can happen just around the sternum, it can go big, it can go beyond big, it can go beyond, I was going to say the perimeter, the circumference of your trunk. Play around with all of those, change direction again. Then you can start to add in, if you would like, a weight shift across the buttocks and the balls of the feet. It's definitely a weight shift with a kind of low lift of the hips, and then change direction again. Carry on with that, have a pause whenever you should need. In stand, the same. Balance position in the top end, play around with single arms, and then when you're ready, bring them together. Now from stand, again, you can decide how big you want that to be, smaller or bigger, and then bring in the weight shift if you would like. Slightly wider stance for the weight shift. Pouring with rain, I don't know if you can hear that as well. It's quite an appropriate backdrop to the sway, the sound of rain. Okay, so let's wrap this up. So let's just take this as the last one, and then we're going to come back to a still position, palms up at your hip pockets. And from here, it's a pushing away, crossing over on the circles, palms up, back to base. And then off you go on the circles again. With or without the sway, with or without the change of direction. To find your sway on that progression if you'd like, you can. Take the toe away and then sway carries on. So you can add the extension, and it kind of eases away and then carries on. So you're kind of stretching out that toe away from floor. So you're increasing the balance challenge, and if you wanted to, you could make that alternating toe off, or barely toe off. So your feet are just doing this if you would like to, with sway. And then let's draw that to a close, have a pause, and then have a reach forwards, crossover circle, back to base, and then off you go again. So you're building the arms and the legs, coordinating together, building the sway so that the toe comes off if you want it to. When you've had enough, take a pause, wait, and this palm upward circle just kind of draws a line under that series of moves, and then you can prepare for the next. Bring the feet back to hip width. All of that is exactly the same in sit. And your shift is, the weight shift can bring in extra lift of the buttocks there, and then when you're ready, there's the palms up circle, back to base, and then carry on again. Changing direction as you should like, smaller or bigger, to the sound of the rain. All right, have a pause, stretch your positions. 5 key stretches, we always do these. These are the ranges of motion, the landmarks in your daily life, starting with the chest stretch position, hands on your buttocks, or if you prefer, fingertips to back of chair there. That's going to bring in some extra feeling of stretch around the front of the shoulders. If you don't want that, you might want to put the back of your hands to your backside, not the palm. So ordinarily you kind of go there for the chest stretch. It will give you a bit of a more comfortable feeling around the shoulders here if you take the back of your hands there. The stretch is there. All the stretch muscles of the chest stretching there, helping with upright postures, therefore balance. The more flexible, more movements you have around the chest and shoulders, the freer movement you'll have around your shoulders. Moving into the next one, which is the back of arm stretch. A couple of preparations for this, head stays still. Moving your fingertips to either the side, the back, or the base of the neck, or beyond. Pause after each one. Nothing forced or pushed, just got wonky voice going on. Just ease into a range of motion slightly bigger than you have today, and you're feeling this stretch around the back of the arm, or maybe around the armpits. Have a stop after each one, maybe have a slump. Go again. Where's your elbow? Is it here? Is that increasing over time? That's your indicator, isn't it? That where is that elbow pointing? That gives you the indication of that range of motion. And if you're not comfortable to take the pause, don't. Just ease in and ease out, and that's the same if you are in stand. Maybe nudge up to the support, or just rest yourself on it. Use the support to assist, give confidence in balance while you work through these stretchier positions. That back of arm stretch and the chest stretch would have now better prepared you for the stretch of the side of the trunk, and there's a couple of ways you might want to try this. Without arm lifts there, so pulling in the tummy muscles, and you try to feel the stretch across the front of the tummy and up the side of the trunk. If you bring the arm in, you are going to get even more stretch all the way down the side of the trunk. So on the other side, reach, reach, reach. The arm position, just a couple of seconds up there. The aim is not to stay up there for longer. The aim is just to reach vertically, add the lift and over, and then come out, and then have a release and breathe. Other options could be arms in a bent and supported position. So if you're supporting the arms here, then take the bend, and all of these options. Even if you can work through that option that offers the biggest range of motion, still maybe try all the others. Just feel your way. movement moves in so many different ways in your day, not only one way to reach. So if you could just explore all of those ranges of motion, more benefits in the bag. Okay, that's the top end. Back of thigh stretch and calf stretch then. Here we go. Get your position in the chair. Lengthen the leg. Relax the foot. Take a slight bend around the knee. Check that you're not slumped back, so tilt yourself high up on the sits bones, and then breathe, 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 and hinge. So avoid bending or flexing the middle. There's the hinge, and the gaze is just neutral out to the front here. There's feeling a stretch that you're aiming for. Can you feel it round about here? Slowly in, slowly out. The head doesn't move, so everything moves as one. The movement is all here. So if you imagine the head is perched on top, therefore as you hinge forward, my gaze is now directly out. So there's no change of movement in the chin or the neck position. That's going to keep it really comfortable around the back of the head. There's no requirement to look ahead or lift up. Keep it comfy. Keep working on the key area, which is the flexibility here on the back of the leg. This is going to help with improvements in mobility and movement, to reach to those. It's your everyday functional reach, isn't it? To ease down towards your feet. Slowly in, slowly out. Keep the head and the chest high. Take it slowly to avoid any quick movements that may bring on a shift in blood pressure, so therefore perhaps some dizzy spells. Hence all the reasons to keep that chest and head higher. That's it. Back of thigh stretch. Hang on a minute. Assistant. Sorry. We forgot. Apologies for that, folks. Called upon for a minor chore. Back of thigh stretch for your functional reach to low levels and your stride length. Calf stretch. Same position. But this time, trunk doesn't move, foot does the moving. Foot comes back and you're pressing the heel forward, feeling the stretch now in the lower part of the back of the leg here. A couple of those, can you feel it, can you feel it? In lengthening the leg, you're going to feel activity elsewhere also, of course you are. Shins, front of thigh, back of knee, just keep it all comfortable. Just play around with what you need to do to really start to feel that stretch tension in the back of the lower leg. In order to improve the flexibility of the calf muscles, in order to improve the movement around the ankles, all contributing to more confident, longer strides. Standing option if you would like. I'm in bare feet, of course, not to suggest you should be. I had to take my socks off, remember, because I was too hot. Calf stretch and stand gives you additional benefits, so you can get some extra toe bending practice as you lower the heel down. Then you get extra hip stretch here in the front of the hip, which is hugely significant. For stride length, if you think when you stride out, that's that exact position around the front of the hips. And if you think about going up the stairs, it's exactly the same. So all of this movement, mobility and flexibility will contribute to better movement, more fluid movement, more comfortable and efficient movement. Here for your hip flexors. Also for your calf stretch, and down. In this uplifted position, you've still got all that activity going on around your supporting parts. And of course you could, whilst you're in that calf stretch position, nudge up to some support and maybe work through all of those upper limb type stretches again. That's it. That's your 4 p.m. What's the score? What have I missed? Carol, afternoon. Good to see you, folks. That's it. That's your Tuesday stretch and sway. I think I'll see you in the morning. Maybe a balcony movement snack if it stops raining. Right, that's it, folks. I'm going to get back to the tennis. Enjoy your evening. Bye for now.